This is your boy man up here. So I do a quick video here quick before I get in go do some things I gotta take care of. As you can probably see again, I'm in my car in my work clothes and stuff. But so I do this video real quick here because I noticed something. It didn't dawn on me until I watched game two again for like the second time. But I noticed something. And I'm pretty sure y'all noticed it too, but I'm just not doing a video on it. Did y'all notice towards the end of the game, Chris Paul seemed to be limping a little bit, like he had like an ankle injury or whatever, Achilles injury, foot injury, whatever. And y'all know Steph Curry just came back from an ankle injury. He was gone for a while with that ankle injury. And what I've noticed is this. They downplay, well, I ain't gonna say downplay, but they didn't really talk that much about Chris Paul limping and had a big old ice wrap around his ankle and stuff like that. They barely talked about that. But they talked about they talked about Steph Curry, how he just came back from ankle injury, how he not himself because of an ankle injury and stuff like that. But they really didn't talk about Chris Paul apparent ankle injury. Now I'm not if Chris Paul had an ankle injury, but we all saw him at first, like getting a massage on his Achilles or whatever, lower leg, I put it like that. And we also saw that, he had a big old ice wrap around his leg as well, too. He was limping on the court and stuff. And they said, well, you got 4 days, for your next game, so he needs to get some rest. But they went on and on about Steph Curry, how he just came back from an ankle injury, how he's still suffering, he's not playing up to par. He might be still bothered by it, stuff like that. So they're giving excuses to the Warriors, basically giving, letting them, basically saying that his injury, is significant, I guess you could say. But they kind of downplaying CP3. I noticed that. If I'm using the right words here, but I noticed that. Also, too, they want to talk about the Rockets changed the way they were playing to beat the Warriors. Now, I watched that game with no interruptions. Because the first time I watched it, several interruptions. But the second time I watched it, no interruptions at all. And when I watched it, I was like, the Rockets are still playing a lot of isolation basketball. The Rockets are still, doing their thing. They just picked up the pace a little bit. That's all. That's all they did. They just picked up the pace a little bit. That's all they did. Now, they wanted to get in particular about maybe 4, 5, maybe 6 plays where the Rockets passed the ball a lot. And talk about, you talking about these still playing the same? No, they ain't. The Rockets ever had 5 people touch the ball in one possession in a long time? Yes, we have. Yes, we have. The only thing the Rockets did was picked up the pace. The Rockets didn't, excuse me, I'm sorry. The Rockets didn't, play isolation ball until the end of the clock. But there's a stat that I looked up and I saw from game 1 to game 2. Rockets had, I think it said 5 more isolation plays in game 2 than they did in game 1. It was something like that, but they had a little bit more isolation plays. Still isolation plays. They just picked up the pace a little bit. That's all they did. So when people are sitting here saying these things, it's like, are y'all serious? Are you serious? Wow. Talking about the Rockets are not playing the same. They playing Golden State's kind of basketball. No, we wasn't. No, we wasn't. just because of what, 5, 6 plays, probably not even 6, probably, but to where we had like 3 or 4 passes in a play. Nah, 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 nah. See, and then that's another thing too. Right after game 2, they went up, into the stands where they were talking to Kenny, they were talking to Chuck, they were talking to Shaq. I forget the other guy's name. I forget the other guy's name. But first thing they said, so Charles, you said the Rockets gonna get swept, huh? Charles immediately changed the subject. Immediately. So like I said before, and I even put the link in my previous video where Charles talking about, well, Shaq and Charles was talking about the Rockets gonna get swept. Well, if we do lose the series, it's not gonna be a sweep. We at least won one, at least. So, as far as I can remember, I don't remember the Rockets ever getting swept in the playoffs. As far as I can remember. I could be wrong about that. I'm trying to think before I commit to that. But as far as I can remember, I don't think the Rockets ever got swept in the playoffs. I'm trying to think if we have or not. But anyway, get back to what I was talking about. The thing is this with me. The national media seems to find any kind of way to hate on the Rockets. Or the Rockets in desperation mode. You know what? You know what kills me? The Warriors' first 2 playoff series and the Rockets' first 2 playoff series. Both of us lost 1 game in each series. We both lost 1 game in each series. So how is it that when the Rockets lost the first game to the Golden State Warriors, we're in desperation mode? Curious question. Curious question. How am I in desperation mode because I lost 1 game when this is the best out the best of 7 game series? I'm just curious. Just saying. Now, the team with the best, like I said before, I have never, ever, now I can stand by this. Sorry about that. Never, ever in my life, I can stand by this. Seeing a number 1 seeded NBA team get so much disrespect by the national media. Never. Like I said before in my previous video, it all started in the offseason when the Rockets got Chris Paul. Oh, it ain't going to work. These are 2 people that demand the ball a lot. How this is going to work? Don't you think they both know that? That they both point guards? Well, James Harden is really a shooting guard, but he played point guard last season. Well, before Chris Paul got there. But don't you think they both know that about each other? And they both want to play together? Don't you think they know that? They both know that, they're going to demand the ball. Don't you think they know that? Then they started talking bad about how the Rockets isolation plays, it's not good for the team. All kinds of crap. Rockets jacking up all these 3-pointers and stuff. Isolation ball. Well, guess what? The Rockets did all that to the tune of the best record in the league. Then our first playoff series against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh, the Rockets going to lose this in probably 5 or 6. Well, we won in 5 against the Utah Jazz. Oh, the only reason why they won because Exum went out, Donovan Mitchell, and I can forget the other guy's name. He got hurt in the series before the Rockets, so he wasn't going to play because it was a hamstring injury. I forget his name, but yeah. Now, here's what kills me about that. Like I said before, in any sport, injuries is a part of the sport. Any sport. Because you're putting your body through a lot of crazy stuff that the body wasn't meant to do. That's why you get paid a lot of money to do these games. Sorry about that, y'all. Just got an important message come through, so I'm going to have to go ahead and end this video pretty soon. But anyway, so, and then here come the Golden State Warriors. We lose the first game, or the Rockets going to get swept, or the Rockets in desperation mode. How are we in desperation mode by losing one game? Just curious. So, with that being said, I just wanted to see if anybody out there can answer the question for me. Why do the Houston Rockets get so much disrespect? And I'm going to end this by saying this, repeating what I said in my last video. Rockets acquired one superstar. Oklahoma City acquired two. They went and got two. Well, they already had one. Rockets had one. Went and got one. So Oklahoma City had this season 3 superstars on their team. Russell Westbrook, Carmelo Anthony, Paul George. We got Chris Paul and James Harden. Everybody was talking about how the Oklahoma City Thunder is going to do this, going to do that. Didn't really do nothing in the regular season or the playoffs. Talking about how the Rockets can't do this and can't do that. Rockets did. So with all that being said, that's just the proof. And then last night's game when they didn't really give too much attention about Chris Paul limping, and I'm not saying they didn't give him any. I said they didn't give him too much attention about Chris Paul's apparent ankle injury, but they started talking about Steph Curry's ankle injury. Oh, he's not playing like himself because he still might be bothered by that ankle injury. Man, forget all that. So, with all that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. This is your boy, Man Up. I'm Chucking the Deuce. Leave me a comment below if you can give me an answer on why the Rockets get so much disrespect. Peace. I'll holler.